I'm Arun Prawar from Powai English School. Today I'm going to teach you geography subject. And last time we had seen that the first part of temperature means lesson number 5 we were discussing. So today also we are going to continue that same lesson. And this is the part 2 of the lesson number 5, that is temperature. So in the beginning of the lesson, I want to ask you a few questions. So I hope you all will listen these questions carefully, and after that you will answer to those questions. Okay, just look after a few minutes. I'm going to open that PPT or presentation on the screen, and through that PPT only, through with the help of those picture only, we will discuss about the temperature, or we'll get more information about that concept. Okay, so let's get start our today's session. I welcome of you all in this session. And the first question is, what is temperature? Children, listen carefully and answer. What is temperature?
Teacher, sir, temperature is a degree and Celsius.
Okay. Okay. What you have answered, good answer, but I want to tell you that degree and Celsius, that is the unit to count temperature. But how can we say that? What is temperature? How can we define word temperature? Because temperature is different degree and Celsius, that is unit to measure temperature. But what is temperature? How can we say what is temperature? Yes. If you remember that in last session, in the beginning only, I explained there the definition of temperature. Okay, so how can we define word temperature?
Sir, temperature is
If
hot
you don't remember, okay, good, beta, good. Hot, or we can say that heat also we can say. Okay, any other student? Any different answer? Good, Ritu. And any other student, if you want to answer it differently, then I would like to listen you. Yes, Devika is saying something. Okay, no problem. Let me explain you what is temperature. Temperature means, see children, you don't think hard, just take it easy. Temperature means heat, the amount of heat in the air. The amount of heat in the air or atmosphere, that is temperature. So if the air is hot, then the temperature will be high, or if the air is cool, then the temperature will be low. Okay, so the amount of heat in the air is temperature. Second question, what instrument do we use to measure the temperature? What instrument?
Thermometer.
Very good, excellent. Thermometer we use to count or to measure temperature. Okay, very good. Next question, why does the beam, see, let me show you the picture, and after that I will ask you question. Okay, just look at the screen. Let me open that PPT. Through that picture only I will ask that question. So, look at this. 1 minute, children. Yes. Yes. Here you can see a picture, and in the far picture there is paper A and paper B. Okay. So try to answer to this question. Why does the beam on paper A occupy less area? Just look at this paper A and you have to answer that. Why does the beam, so this is the beam, why does the beam on paper A occupy less area? See here, it occupies less area. So why it occupies less area?
The sun ray is low.
Yes, sun ray is low. Good try, beta, but answer is quite different. Think over it.
Sun.
Why does this beam? Yes.
The sun ray
Yes.
is low.
Sir, that's
The sun ray is
Huh.
low.
No, beta. The answer may be different. Okay, let me explain you why it occupies less area. Because see, children, on the paper A, suppose this is the surface of the earth and this is the sun. So, and suppose these are the sun rays. Okay, these are the sun rays. So, see, children, this paper is perpendicular to the beam. This paper is perpendicular to the beam. Perpendicular means which intersect to other line, which intersect to other line. So see, this torch is perpendicular to the paper, means in straight line. Okay, straight line. So see, this is perpendicular to the surface of the earth or to this paper A. That is why it occupies less area. Why? Because sun rays fall in straight line. Sun rays are falling in straight line on the paper A. That is why it occupies less area. Next question, and that is same as paper A. That is, why does the beam on paper B occupies more area? So as you can see here on the paper B, this beam occupies more area in the comparison of paper A. So why does it occupy more area? What do you think? See, look at this paper B and tell me, why does it occupy more area in the comparing of paper A? What do you
Sir,
think?
the
Huh?
sun the sun ray is falling so many.
So many, no, beta. But you can say that on the paper B, the sun rays are slanting. Okay, slanting, we can say that, slanting. Though the sun rays are not straight or they are not perpendicular to the paper B. That is why the beam on the paper B, it occupies more area with the comparing of paper A. Okay. So I hope you have understood this. So on in paper A or in diagram A, the sun rays are perpendicular to the paper. That is why it occupies less area. And in paper B, the sun rays are slanting or they are not perpendicular to the paper B. That is why they occupy more area. So you have to remember only two concepts. That is, if sun rays are perpendicular to the surface of the earth, then they will occupy less area. And if the sun rays will be slanting to the surface of the earth, then they occupy area. Okay. And why the sun rays are perpendicular or slanting? Because it is because of the spherical shape of the earth. Okay. Because dealing the sun with a plane area. Okay. So you have to remember two concepts. One is regular because they are dealing with spherical shape of the earth. Okay, that is one. Next question, and no questions are we are going to say. So today's session and today's discussion of sunrise, because last session had that the sun rays and how the first activity we had seen. Today to see second activity. Okay, children, there might be a problem. Okay, no problem. Let me open again. So see distribution of stress that is today. So see, you can see on the screen. Can you see the screen? Children, is my screen visible for you?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So listen, this you can see that we are going to see today. So this concept only I want to explain you through the questions. Okay, with the help of questions. So just look at the screen, observe this picture carefully, and see there are three. We say that three places on the surface of the Earth which are marked as A, B, C. Okay, so you have to observe this area A, B, and C. Okay, and their length also we are going to count, and their width also we are going to count. So my first question is, which region receives particular rays and why? Just see these three regions. Okay, there are three regions, and you have to answer that which region receives perpendicular rays and why it receives perpendicular rays. Answer me. These are the three regions which are marked with alphabet A, B, and C. So you have to answer that which region receives perpendicular sun rays. Okay, and why they receive, why it receives. Answer me. Children,
Sir,
answer. If
sir
you are
B.
listening me, please answer. Huh? B. Okay. Any other student want to try? Any other student wants to try? Any other student?
Sir,
Okay,
A.
no problem. See, children. Very good, very good. Excellent, beta. See, beta, you answered that, sir. B receives perpendicular rays. But beta, I think you didn't understand what is perpendicular. See, if you see here, this is not perpendicular to the Earth surface because perpendicular means which intersects. Okay, and which is in straight position vertically we can say vertically, yeah, it is not in vertical position. Okay, so B is not perpendicular to the Earth surface, but A is perpendicular to the Earth surface. That is why the area which is marked with A, it receives sun rays in perpendicular position or vertically. They receive vertically sun rays. Okay, and next question, why it receives perpendicular sun rays? Because it is, we can say that it is at the center, means this area is at the center of this spherical shaped Earth. Okay, or it is at the center, or it is in front of the sun only. That is why it receives sun rays in perpendicular position or vertically. Okay. Next, which region receives slant rays and why? Which regions receive slant rays and why? See, these are the three regions, or you have to answer that which regions receive
C.
Sir, C.
very good. C and also B. Okay, not only C but also B and C, they receive slant rays. Okay, they receive
Okay, sir.
slant rays. Why? Because they are quite away from the sun. Okay, they are quite away from the sun and they are not perpendicular to the sun. Okay, that is why they receive slant rays. So area which are marked with B and C receive slant rays. Okay, next question, which region shows more length between the sun and the earth surface? Listen, which region shows more length between the sun and the earth surface? You have to answer that. Which region shows more length? More length means more distance between the earth surface and the sun. Answer me, children.
Sir, C.
Very
C.
good. C. Very good. Very good. Yes, very good. Listen. So the region marked with C is more. It shows more length between the sun and the earth surface because it is located at polar region or to the north pole. That is why it shows more length between the Earth's surface and the sun. Okay. Now, last question, that is, tell where the temperature will be high, moderate, and low. So now you have to think over this question, and that is, you have to tell that where will be the temperature high, moderate, and low. Where the temperature will be high, moderate, and low. High means where it will be high temperature. Where will be the high temperature? Where will be the moderate means not high or not low, but also medium temperature. And where will be low temperature? That you have to tell. Means you have to read the areas only. Where will be high temperature?
Sir, B is the medium.
Hmm?
C low,
So many.
A say high. A high.
Very good, very good. Yes, very good, beta. The region marked with A will be in high temperature region. Okay, here will be high temperature because it is perpendicular to the sun, and it receives sun rays in vertical position, or perpendicular rays it receives. That's why here will be high temperature, or here is high temperature. That is why this area is the area of high temperature. And in the comparing of these other two regions, then B will receive moderate temperature. Okay, it is of moderate temperature region, and here will be low temperature. Why? Because we can understand that the area marked with A, it is perpendicular to the sun. That is why it will receive high temperature. And with the comparing B will receive moderate temperature, means it is quite slanting to the sun. That B is not perpendicular to the sun. That is why it will receive moderate temperature, and B will be in the low temperature area, because that is extremely slanting to the sun. Extremely slanting, because we are dealing with the spherical shape of the earth, not a straight. It is spherical. That is why this region is away from the sun. That's why the sun rays will be slanting to this region, which marked with C. That's why it will receive low temperature. That is why there will be low temperature area. Okay. Now let me explain, children. Sun rays are straight and parallel. See, already we discussed that which rays come from the sun to the earth, they are straight and parallel. Straight and parallel. See, this suppose the A is a sun ray, B and C. These are the sun rays. Okay, so they are parallel to each other. Parallel to each other means in same plane they cannot meet each other. They can be on their own place. So they are parallel to each other, or they are straight. They are straight. They are not curved. They are straight to the earth surface. Okay. So that you have to understand first. And they are parallel to each other, and they are in straight line. However, we have seen that due to the spherical shape of the earth, and the resultant curvature of the surface. Listen. Occupy a larger or lesser area. See, already we have seen that these sun rays are parallel to each other. They are in straight line, but due to the spherical shape, see, the shape of the earth is spherical. That's why some area on the earth surface they receive low temperature, or some area that will receive high temperature because of the spherical shape of the earth. Okay, because this is the spherical shape. That's why polar region means which region is near to the poles of the earth, north pole and south pole. So this is depend on the region on the earth surface. Because the shape of the earth is spherical, that's why all the places, all the regions cannot receive sun rays in same quantity. Okay, or the temperature will be diverse at all the places on the earth surface, because due to the spherical shape of the earth. Okay. Next is that is why the areas on the earth or the regions on the earth occupy a larger or lesser area. Okay, means this sun rays, suppose the a region which is marked with A, it will occupy, means this sun ray will occupy lesser area, or if you see the C, then it will occupy more area. Why? Because sun rays are slanting to the region which is marked with C, and the region marked A will occupy only lesser area. Okay, so because the sun rays on the region which marked with A, it receives perpendicular sun rays, and the region which is marked with C, that receives slanting sun rays. That is why here the sun rays will occupy more area, and here the sun rays will occupy lesser area. Okay, this lead to unequal distribution of the heat received from the sun. So this only lead, means what leads, so means where the a region is, means how the region will receive sun rays. Okay, suppose the region is perpendicular to the sun, then it the sun rays will occupy lesser area, and here C will occupy more area. That is why it will only lead to the distribution of the sun rays on the earth surface, or the heat on the earth surface. Okay, so here the area will get occupied more. Okay, means more area will be occupied here, and here the area will, means less area will be occupied by the sun rays. Okay, so this was about this diagram. Next concept we are going to see, resulting in decreasing temperature from the equator to the north and south pole. And listen children, so the area which is marked with A, or the region which is marked with A, so it will occupy less area, but the temperature will be high. But the temperature will be high because it receives perpendicular sun rays. Perpendicular sun rays. Okay, and the length will be also shorter than the length between C and sun. Okay, C and the sun. Okay, that is why it will receive straight, or we can say that vertical sun rays. Okay, but the temperature will be high, and if you go from the equator to the polar region, then the temperature will decrease. Okay, means from the equator to the polar region, temperature will be decreasing. Okay, here temperature will be high, then moderate, then low temperature. So here also into the south pole, high temperature, moderate temperature, low temperature. Why low temperature? Because the sun rays are slanting to the polar region, and here sun rays are straight to the equatorial region of the earth. Okay, so this you have to understand, that why the temperature is decreasing to the polar region. Okay, why the temperature is decreasing to the from the equator to polar region. So you can answer that at the equatorial region, the sun rays are straight or perpendicular. That is why it receives more heat other than the polar region. Okay, which receive low temperature. Okay, and there will be cool region. So you have to understand that from the equator to the polar region, the temperature will be decreasing. Next concept is that based on the distribution of temperature. Now we will see that how the temperature distributes on the surface of the earth. The earth can be divided into, listen here, look at the screen, thermal zone. So here we will understand that the distribution of temperature on the earth surface. So see, based on the distribution of the temperature, the earth can be divided into torrid region. Okay, torrid region means wet region. Next, temperate region, frigid region. Okay, frigid. So see, what is torrid? Torrid means very hot region. So torrid region is placed between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere of the earth. So what is the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn? We have seen that all the latitudes are parallel to each other, and also we learn that how to count uh, the place, or we can say that the location of any latitude on the earth surface. So see, latitude 23 degree and 30-minute north. Here the Tropic of Cancer located, and Tropic of Capricorn is situated on 23 degree 30 minutes south. Okay, so between the Tropic of Cancer in the north and Tropic of Capricorn, this area is known as torrid region. Torrid region, because this is only torrid region. Why? Because it is the area around around equatorial plane, or this is also known as equatorial plane, because this area only receive straight sun rays. Here you can see. So this area means equatorial area only, equatorial region only receives straight sun rays. That's why this area is known as hot region, or the area with high temperature. Okay. After that, temperate region. Temperate region means after the Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere of the earth, and in the southern hemisphere of the earth after the Tropic of Capricorn. That region is known as temperate region, means moderate temperature. Okay. And frigid region means south pole or north pole of the earth. Okay. So here, this is south pole and this is north pole. Okay. After the 66 degree and 30 minutes north to the 90 degree north pole, this region is known as frigid region. Okay, frigid region, or this is also frigid region. Okay, frigid means very low temperature region, very low temperature region. And see children, these three region also known as tropical zone. Okay, see this is torrid means only tropical zone. Then after that, temperate and polar region. Okay, tropical, temperate and polar region, and they are also known as torrid region, temperate region and frigid region. Okay, so you have to remember these all the words to describe the concepts, or to describe the region on the earth surface. So polar region or frigid region, both are same. Temperate region, and here torrid region or tropical region. Okay, tropical region. So children, let me ask you a few questions. I hope you have understood this all. Children, now you have to tell that which region will receive or will be known as high temperature region. Which region will be known as high temperature region? Torrid region, temperate region or polar region?
Sir, polar region.
No, beta. I asked you about high temperature, not about low temperature. Polar region is of low temperature. So high temperature, where will be high temperature? Where will be high temperature? In which region will be high temperature?
The temperature.
Torrid region, or we can say that tropical region. Okay, so this is torrid region, which is around to the equatorial plane, or this is also known as equatorial plane, and it is with high temperature. Okay, and here moderate temperature, and here low temperature. Okay, so though latitude is the main factor. Okay, latitude is the main factor to in decreasing temperature, but there are factors to influence the distribution of temperature. Listen, children, in the beginning of this lesson only, I told you that the latitude are the main factor. Okay, in the distribution of temperature, but except this, or other factors are also there which influence on the distribution of temperature on the earth surface. So which are those factors? Those we will see. However, their effects are limited to the particular region. See, latitudes are the main factor. Latitude is main factor in the distribution of temperature. Why latitude is main factor? Because see, equator, which is the largest latitude on the earth globe, that is placed on 0 degree latitude. Okay, 0 degree, or it is at the center of the earth globe. So here the temperature is high. Okay, so it describes with the help of the latitude which is located at 0 degree. Okay, so latitude is the main factor to in the distribution of temperature, because from the 0 degree latitude to the north, 23 degree and 30 minute north, this region is known as high temperature region or torrid region, and to the south 0 degree to 23 degree 30 minute south, this is also known as torrid region. Okay, so with the help of latitude only we can understand that which region is with high temperature or which region is with moderate temperature or which region is with low temperature. So it can be understand with the help of latitudes. That's why latitude is main factor in the distribution of temperature. But other than this, there are other factors also influence on the distribution of the temperature. So which are those? But these factors means those factors are those factors effect on particular region. Okay, particularly not on all the surface of the earth, but they effects in a particular region. So which are those factors? We'll see there. They are nearness to the sea. Nearness to the sea. We all know that on the earth surface almost 71% is water. Okay, the area of the earth means 71% area of the earth is covered with water. So that's why this is one of the main factor which influence on the distribution of the temperature. Okay, so nearness to the sea. Suppose any city or any area, any place is near to the sea, means Mumbai. We are living in Mumbai, so Mumbai is near to the sea. Okay, which sea is situated in the south of Mumbai? To the south of Mumbai, which sea is there? Children, are you listening me? Okay, Arabian Sea is there. So see children, this is one of the factor which, yes, which affects on the distribution of temperature. So why, how it affects? What do you think, children? If any place is near to the sea, then can that place will be influenced by the sea? How it will affect in the atmosphere of that place? So the temperature might be high or it might be low. Okay, because the place is near to the sea. So you have to remember that this is one of the factor, nearness to the sea. Okay, so see children here, nearness to the ocean. Okay, so this is our country India and it is near to the ocean. This is Arabian Sea. Okay, so this area will be influenced by this sea. The atmosphere of area, this area will be affected by this sea. Okay, so the sea also will play an important role in the climate of that particular area. So Arabian Sea also play an important role in the atmosphere of our country. Okay, so we receive rain in June month. Okay, and this is means there will be a heavy rainfall or low rainfall, that will be dependent on the climate of this Arabian Sea. That's why nearness to the sea, this is one of the factor in the distribution of temperature on the a particular place on the earth surface. So see children, in India also you can see in Maharashtra, here is the Konkan region. Okay, Konkan region means here is Western Ghat. We can say that Western Ghat. So
Sir,
before this
Konkan
Western
is
Ghat
the
or
Karnataka region.
yes, what? Yes, I could not understand. Please, will you repeat? Okay, no problem. So nearness to the sea, this is one of the factor. After that, continentality, see here, continentality. So what is continentality? Height above the mean or sea level. Okay, so where the height is more on the earth's surface, that also affects in the distribution of temperature. Means if the height is low, then there will be low temperature, or if the height is high, then the temperature will be high. Okay, so see here, it is saffron color, means it is high temperature area, because the height of this region is quite higher than the other region. So here you can see greenery, you can see here. Why? Because it receives heavy rainfall region, because that is low area. Okay, so continentality also influence in the distribution of temperature. This area is known as high temperature area. Why? Because the height of this area is quite higher than the other region in our country. Okay, so this saffron color area, which shown in saffron color, that receives more heat other than the other region. Okay, so continentality also affects or influence on the distribution of the temperature. Next, physical setup of the region. Physical setup means altitude. Okay, height means, see, if means the height of the region also affects in the distribution of the earth. That is only physical setup. Okay, so on the sea level there will be low temperature. After that, temperature will be increasing, and if you reach at the particular height, then the temperature will again decrease. Means, see, if you go on the Mount Everest. Okay, so on the means after the particular height, or after the particular height of that region, their temperature will be low. Okay, so this is dependent on the physical setup. Next, now see, other factors influence the temperature. So see here, physical setup. Okay, ocean currents. Okay, ocean currents. After that, these factors lead to diversity in the climate of different region. So these only factors lead to diversity in the climate of the different region. Means if you see Konkan region, it receives heavy rainfall. Tamil Nadu, Odisha, Pashchim Bengal, West Bengal, sorry. After that, Manipur and these eastern states, northeastern state, they receive more rainfall or heavy rainfall. Why? Because of the this type of factors. Means nearness to the sea. After that, physical setup. After that, we can see one more was there na. So that is continentality. Okay, so it is dependent on these factors, where which region will receive heavy rainfall, which region will receive low rainfall, and rainfall is related to temperature only. Okay, so where if there is heavy rainfall, then the climate will be means temperature will be low, and if there is low rainfall, then the temperature will be high. Okay, so this is dependent on this particular factors, or they affect on particular region only. Okay, so some other factors are also there which influence the temperature at the local level. So at the local level, this factor effects. So cloud cover. Okay, cloud cover. So cloudy region, if there is cloudy region, then it receives more or heavy rainfall. So winds also affects on the atmosphere, or in the distribution of temperature. Why? Because winds only flow the clouds from one place to other place or from one region to other region. That's why winds also influence in the distribution of temperature. Vegetation cover. If the area or any particular region is covered with dense forest, then that region will receive heavy rainfall, or the temperature will be low, or we can say that there will be cold, or temperature will be low. Why? Because the vegetation cover means a region is covered with dense forest, and it will receive heavy rainfall. That's why the temperature will be also low. Urbanization. Okay, urbanization means, see here. So if there is city area, then it will also affect on that particular means local atmosphere. It will affect on local atmosphere. Why? Because if there is urbanization, then the climate or weather, or we can say that the temperature will be polluted. Okay, or because of this urbanization, there will not be vegetation. That's why it will receive heavy rainfall, or that is dependent on local climate or climate of that local region. So this also influence on the distribution of temperature. And next is industrialization. So if there is industrialization, then it will affect, it also affects on the atmosphere of that local region. So how it affects? So due to this industrialization, the climate will be, or the we can say that atmosphere will be polluted. Okay, so it also influence on that. So these are the other factors which affects or which influence on the local atmosphere of the particular or local region. So these were the we can say that factors which affects on the distribution of temperature. So children, at the here only we are going to finish our concept, and now I want to ask you a few questions. So after that we'll end our meeting. Okay, so I want you please listen this question carefully, and I hope you have understood that uh, how the factors influence on the distribution of earth, temperature. And also we studied that which is the main factor in the distribution of the temperature. So latitude is the main factor, and other than latitude there are other factors also there, and they also influence on the distribution of the earth. So here is a question, that is, can you tell, so how will the rays fall between, you have to understand this question, huh? How will the rays fall between so 0 degree and 23 degree 30 minutes north and south? Tell me now, how will the rays fall between 0 degree latitude, that is equator, and 23 degree 30 minute north and south? Just make a means create a picture in front of your eyes of that earth globe, and you have to tell that how
North.
yeah, no, you will not understand like this. Let me show you the picture. Then you will understand. Okay, 1 minute, children. Yes, it is here. Wait. One minute, let me open. See, children, now the picture will be open. You have to observe that picture and you have to answer this question. These two latitudes. Okay, which are those latitudes? Let me show you. Okay, let it be open. See, children, here, in this picture, see here. So here, this equator is located at 0 degree. Okay, 0 degree. So this is 0 degree latitude, and from this 0 degree latitude to 23 degree 30 minutes north latitude, and to the 23 degree 30 minutes south latitude. You have to tell that how will the rays fall between these two latitudes. Okay, how the sun rays will fall. How to tell that? What position will be there of sun rays, and in what position they will fall in this region. In this region, will they be perpendicular or slanting? How will the sun rays will fall on this region? Will they be perpendicular or slanting? Slanting sun rays will fall or perpendicular? Huh? Slanting sun rays will fall or perpendicular? How will the sun rays will fall on this region? The region between 0 degree, 3 degree, and 0 degree. No slanting, no slanting. This region is perpendicular to the sun. That is why this region will receive perpendicular sun rays. Okay, perpendicular sun rays. Already we discussed that this is torrid region. Okay, the region with high temperature. That is why this is torrid region. So this region will receive perpendicular sun rays, because this region is perpendicular to the sun. Okay, and this is only hot temperature region, high temperature region. Okay, next, from the 23 degree 30 minute north to 66 degree 30 minute north. So this region will receive slanting sun rays, and same as in the south, 23 degree 30 minutes south to 66 degree 30 minutes south, it will also receive slanting sun rays, and to the polar region they will receive extremely slanting sun rays, slanting sun rays. Okay children, one more last question is then use your brain power, that we'll discuss here. So, and after that meeting will be ended there. Okay, let me tell you that use your brain power. You have to tell that whether it is right or whether it is wrong. Okay, you have to decide that. In order to understand the climate of a region, the latitude extent is more useful than the longitudinal extent. Means you have to tell that in order to understand the climate of a region. Okay, suppose we have to study the climate of a particular region, then the latitudinal extent is more important or longitudinal extent. If we want to study the climate of a particular region, okay, suppose we want to study the climate of Mumbai, then latitudinal extent of Mumbai is important or longitudinal extent? Don't think hard, children, take it easy. Yes, very good. Very good, very good. So latitudinal extent is more important than the longitudinal extent to study the climate of any particular region that we studied before this. So today's home assignment is that there is an activity in your textbook in this lesson, that is use your brain power. Read that question carefully. Already you answered that, sir. Latitudinal extent is very important to study the climate of any particular region. Okay, so you have to answer that why the latitudinal extent is more important than the longitudinal extent, of on the earth globe to study the climate of any particular region. Okay, so you have answered that latitudinal extent is more important, then you have to answer that why latitudinal extent is important. Okay, so write that answer in your notebook and show your answer to your class teacher. Okay, so in this way I want to finish this meeting. So before that, if there is any question, you can ask me. I'm here to answer your question. You have only 1 minute, and within 1 minute you can ask your doubts. Yes, if there is any doubt or question, no questions. Shouldn't be any one of you wants to ask any question, you can ask. I think there is no question. So, children, thank you. That's all here in this. Yes, yes.
Bye,
Okay.
sir.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
sir.
Goodbye.
Bye,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye,
Goodbye. Goodbye.
sir. Bye.